Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good
Hey.
evening, good afternoon, wherever we find you. I'm Josh, and this is NUFC Talk TV and the American Mag Show on Friday night. As always, we are joined by Ian. How you doing?
Morning, evening, afternoon. Good, all right.
And Mighty Win himself. How you doing?
Not bad at all, pal. Not bad at all.
Very good.
I'm disappointed you can't see the stars and stripes on my background.
Yeah, he had a good layout. I'll vouch for him, but with this formatting, it kind of hides it a little bit with all the little
Let's have
bits
a quick
and
look
bobs.
here.
Oh,
There you go. There you go. We've got England in the Euros and the good old US of A and the Copa America.
Yep. So, as always, there's always stuff to talk about. There's never a dull moment, even in the off season. So obviously, we've got some stuff in the Euros to talk about, and some of our players involved. Obviously, even though it wasn't England today, sure we'll talk a bit again about England, even though we did last night as well. But maybe have a quick chat about that as well. And Ian's showing off the jerseys, so just talk about some of that and especially our international impact of it and some of the good things that we've seen on our end that kind of relates to us and not so much maybe at home. And again, maybe just go with the flow and some other topics. Oh, and the other big one is Ratcliffe is whining like a little baby again. I don't know if it's actually from the same interview, maybe that some of the stuff we referenced yesterday, possibly, but some other comments got highlighted that were much more directly pointed at us. I mean, they said us by name in complaining about it. So we will talk about that little numpty. So let's start with the Euros. I guess that's the topic du jour at the moment. So Dubravka kind of in the spotlight today from our squad. I only saw the highlights, but I know me personally looking at that second goal, that looked all too familiar to what we're used to as Newcastle fans. As if he had just maybe been a little bit more aggressive, I think he would have claimed that, and that shot would have never happened.
Well, you've got two big talking points from the Euros. This is the American mag, so we should maybe concentrating on the Copa America. But nevertheless, USA is tonight, isn't it?
No, it's Sunday.
Okay,
it's Sunday, is it? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're playing Bolivia, first game on Sunday.
Okay, then. So we had the Shea own goal for for Switzerland. And then we had my pal, Mr. Dubs. So, oh, God, have I taken some stick for that.
Listen, I'm not when it's one goal. I'm not gonna like say all of a sudden now I think he's bad. But
listen, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. He should.
If anything, I thought it was worse. If you look at the replay in slow mo when he went to then go down to his knees and do it, he almost looked like he flinched.
Yeah,
and went
exactly.
Away.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. So I've got to take all the flack.
Yep.
For that, because I've always stood up for Dubravka, but hand on heart.
And also only because I don't want to forget.
I cannot defend. Having said that, as the commentator said before they looked at it, it was a cheeky little dink. But I think it was a bit of a lucky dink as well, by the way. You know, when he literally just out, it was so lucky. That doesn't alter the fact that Dubravka should have done better. He should have been. He just should have been. He should have been there quicker. He should have been there quicker. So I have not got a leg to stand on in my defense of Dubravka.
Real quick,
but all I say is, you know, that's one bad decision. Every keeper makes bad decisions.
For sure.
Occasionally.
Only because I forgot to do it last time I hosted, and I don't want to do it again. Shout out to our lovely mods in the background, keeping everything in line. and supporting us. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. We've got great content coming to you every day. So make sure you hit the alarm bell. It'll notify you whenever we go live. We usually go live around this time, UK, and wherever you are in the world. So again, hopping back to the topic, did you see that one, Ian? What's your thoughts?
I didn't see today's game because it was on FUB TV or whatever it is, and I have no idea what the subscription price for that bloody thing is. If it's anything like, some of the others, I'm not paying that kind of money. But I didn't see today. I did see the last game, though, when he played, and it was very much a case of, watching the way that he plays at Newcastle. His defenders did not want to kick the ball back to him. Pass back. There was a couple of times in that first game where, I was looking and I was thinking, Jesus Christ, this is exactly the same as what he does at Newcastle. It's like his defense have no confidence in him whatsoever, and it seems like he doesn't have as much confidence in himself neither.
The previous game.
The previous game. Oh yeah,
I thought he played well the previous.
I was going to actually agree with you. Again, I didn't watch the game, but from the highlight package, I thought Dubs looked good from the first game. But again, I didn't watch the full 90.
You had
stuff I missed.
Yeah, when it comes to highlights, you only see the highlights. So sure. you see the good saves, you see the bad saves, you see the goals going in. But no, there was quite a few times during that first game because I was watching the whole lot, and it was just like, wow, they're frightened of passing back, and he kind of like jittered, didn't kind of like come out and was aggressive enough. It like I said, it was just like, watching. And I've said this before. He's a brilliant stopper. He's an absolute brilliant goal stopper. Shots that come out at him, he gets down to them all over the place. But when it comes to being that extra body at the back when the defense need to pass back, he was, I thought he was all over the place. Okay.
Yeah. And again, I think that just kind of epitomizes what has been the discourse the last couple months is, I think when you look at him as a shot stopper, I still think he has something to offer to a team, a high caliber team. But if they're in this modern style of playing from the back, he's going to be, he doesn't offer you and fit in the system. And that's kind of been my big thing is I'm with you, Win. I'll eternally be grateful to him. And I think it's always important to, when you give your criticisms, still remember the good times, because it's not like they didn't exist. And there was a point he was very vital to what Newcastle was and still being in the Premier League. But again, there comes a day that you got to move on. And I think I've said on the channel before, if you stay too long, you stay long enough to become the villain.
I just think when they beat Belgium, I thought he was instrumental in them beating Belgium. I thought he had a fantastic game last game.
He did as a stopper, stopping shots
right,
and stuff.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, when they were trying to play, when they were getting pushed back, and the option was passing the ball to Dubravka or kicking it out, they were kicking it out because it seemed to me that they didn't trust him like Newcastle's back four don't trust him.
Well, and that's an argument that I've had on the Newcastle side of things.
Yeah.
By virtue of it's not Dubravka's fault that the defense don't trust him.
Well, it is. Who's the fault? Whose other fault is it? He's the goalkeeper.
Well, it's a defense's fault because
no, you don't.
I think you can handle it.
Because
you're saying none of them do.
Because they don't have. They don't trust him. They don't trust him to have the ball and then be able to play it out. Or and when he does play it out, quite often it ends up going to the opposition where there was another player completely open.
Well,
it's like he's not reading. It's like he's not reading the field of play.
The thing that amazes me, Win, though, and I'll kind of agree with Ian here is, again, one of the biggest praises we always put on Eddie is his training. And at the latter half of the season, we believed they had more time on the training pitch. How could he have been the starter for so long and not started to understand what was expected of him. And to me, I feel like he's either one, too thick to not understand it, or he's too stubborn to do it. And either one of those is not acceptable.
There's a third option. He just doesn't have the confidence to do it. And I think
even that is still not acceptable.
In that case, there's a fourth option, which is the fact that the defense, because they never do pass to him, because they haven't got the confidence in him to pass back to him. That's not his fault.
I wouldn't think they don't have confidence to pass back. I think it's more they don't have confidence when he's going to come and when he's not. There's been clearly times where you can see so-and-so is expecting him to claim and them not need to go booking it. And then all of a sudden they realize, oh, Dubs ain't coming for that. I'm now on the hook to make sure it's there. I think that's the bigger issue I've seen.
Listen, I've got to hold my hands up. Today, I think that was Dubs' fault.
Oh, yeah. Again, I'm not trying to burn you as a... I'm just saying in general.
He burned me. I deserve to be burned on today's performance. What... I tell you, this isn't... Did you watch the Argentina-Canada game yesterday?
No.
I watched the highlights, but again...
I tell you what. Obviously, they've got Jesse Marsh coaching now, and he played the same suicidal high line that he always played with Leeds. And boy, did he get away with it. Canada should have been 2-0 up at half-time against Argentina.
Oh.
Because the keeper that Canada had, what a sweeper keeper he was, by the way.
Isn't that
in the highlight package, he had a great game, and Martinez saved their ass. That easily could have been a draw.
Yeah. I'm saying that I'd never heard. I can't even think of his name again. No, who was it? Who's the Canadian keeper?
Isn't it Turner who plays for Nottingham Forest? Isn't that who he is?
No,
I didn't recognize the name.
Martinez for Argentina plays for.
Villa. I don't know about him.
You know about Emi Martinez. He plays for Villa.
But the Canadian keeper who plays for some MLS team, he's got a French name. I can't remember his name. Somebody tell me what somebody in the chat tell me what the Canadian keeper was called. It's a French name anyway. And he plays in MLS. What a game he had. Honest to God. He was coming out. He was regularly... like on the center circle, you know, when Argentina were putting good balls through, and he was coming straight out. You know, it was a risky strategy, but he was so good at it. And I'm thinking, hey, if we are talking about paying big money if we want to play the high press, and we're talking about paying stupid money for
Maxime Crepeau.
Just what do they call him? Sorry.
I don't know if it's my proper, but Maxime Crepeau.
That's the one.
That would make sense because Portland historically is one of the better MLS outfits.
Right. Well, is that who he's playing for, Portland?
Yeah.
Portland,
so that would make sense to me that he's playing.
Jim Appel. Jim Appel is yeah, Viking. Go on, son.
So yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely still football to watch if you want. You know, I don't have cable, so I've just been watching the highlight packages as they go along. And for me, I'm mostly just rooting. I'm always an underdog guy. I always love the little guy that comes out of nowhere. So right now, I kind of am on the like the Hungary and Slovenia thing. You know, they've got a small chance, so why not? You know, go Hungary, go Slovenia.
Right. I'll tell you who I've been impressed with, Romania.
Or sorry, Romania. That's who I meant, not Hungary, Romania.
Yeah.
Because Hungary's already eliminated, right?
As of today, I think, yeah.
I think Hungary's already been knocked out. I think it was yesterday they got knocked out.
Jam Stasher's in there. Maxime Crepeau. Yeah, what a game he had, honestly.
Oh yeah, he was
I
great. I mean, he looks like he's an older keeper. So again,
let's have a quick look. Maxim Crapool. You talk among yourself, gents. I'll have a look at this.
While you're looking that up, just curious, Ian. I know I talked a little bit about last night on the show and everything. What about your opinions on the England performance yesterday?
Yeah.
And remember, the show's an hour. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. What a performance. I sum it up in one word: abysmal. You know, we scored that early goal and then we just shit our pants. We did a Gary Lineker, you know, on the pitch, just absolutely crapped it. It was an embarrassment to watch. I actually got out. I actually had my surgeon release me from hospital a day early so I could go to the bar to watch that match. And I'd have been better off staying in the hospital watching the paint dry. You know, oh my God, it was. I don't know what Southgate's doing. I have no idea. He's playing all his players out of position and he's not letting them attack. You know, why the hell wasn't Gordon on the pitch? You know, we everything went down that right, and then Saka didn't, you know, everybody was then hitting Saka so that Saka couldn't get out. And we had nobody on the left. The ball never went down that left side. Foden on the left is not good. He needs to be in the middle.
You know, that's supposed to be win.
I got a brilliant WhatsApp today. This is in terms of Southgate's safety tactics, right? Southgate wears a helmet on a peloton.
Oh yeah.
Southgate would definitely. I don't know if you'll understand this one, but he would definitely take the minus on the chase. That's a TV quiz program where you can.
Oh yeah, the chase. Yeah.
You can have a bit of a gamble and go for a big prize.
Gotcha.
You can stick where you are, or you can take the minus.
Yeah, double it or go home with nothing.
Just kind of Southgate wears shin pads playing FIFA. Southgate wears a seatbelt on the toilet. Southgate makes shandy with Heineken Zero.
Ugh.
And the favourite of the lot, Southgate puts his phone on low battery mode when it's on 99%.
I did see that one. I did see that. But he's not even. I don't even think he's playing defensive football, because if he was playing defensive football, you know, the opposition shouldn't be getting past to score goals.
Well, that's assuming, of course, we've got a good defense.
Yeah. In my super uninformed opinion, what I've seen from watching the content creators I enjoy watching talk about it, it sounds like basically he's trying to put all the superstars on, even if it means putting them where they're not best suited, as opposed to maybe playing someone on paper who might be 10% less, but he's actually paying his position.
But, you know, I heard before the kickoff of the first game, we do not the only left-footed person we have in defence is Pickford. Yeah, not Pickford. I don't like him, right? But he's the only left-footed person we have in defence. Everybody else on that back four, they're all right-footers. You know, and somebody was saying, oh, you know, it's because Shaw's not playing. He's our only decent left-footed defender in the entire country that could play for England. You know, it's not like we've got half. You know, you've got a squad of like Newcastle that you've only got 25 players that you can pick from. Before you pick the actual squad, you've got the entire country that you can pick from.
I have to say this one for the record, only because this has happened a couple of times. People say I look like Maddie. For the record, I have had these frames for about 4 years and the goatee in this. So if anything, Maddie saw me when I was walking around Newcastle recently, and then he copied me to get his new look.
I'll go along with that.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. You know,
I mean, you guys still think you're getting through, or are you panicking?
We're not panicking. Even if we draw, we're going through. You know, all we need is a draw.
Strangely,
come through.
strangely, as I said on when we beat Serbia 1-0, I said, if you look at the major tournaments that we've been involved with over the years, the teams that have won it have been on a very, very slow burn. And
yeah, but these slow burning, these just fucking embers.
I agree.
We're not
But
even burning.
That's where I'm pegging my
Yeah.
coat. I'm just hoping that we're just gonna and probably more out of luck than good management. He will come across a formula which we can exploit.
I was watching something. It was on one of the American shows after the games yesterday. It was on Fox, I think it was, Fox Sports. And they were saying that whatever happens, we don't need to finish second in our little group, because if we do, in the next round, we're going to have Germany. We need to finish first
Or third.
Or third. Yeah, but third, there's other teams that are in there that could have a better goal difference than us.
Yeah.
You know, so we could get relegated. We need to finish first if we want to avoid Germany in the next. And the way that the Germans are playing.
Well, he has the thing though. He has the thing. We've been stinging, and Germany have had 2 great results. It would not bother me one little bit if we had to play Germany. I think we can. I think we can beat Germany.
I know I'm a little biased because I've always, again, I kind of what got me into footy was living in Germany for a while. So I followed German soccer football first. Yeah, I actually just got my new Stuttgart kit in the mail today. But anyways, they're looking, in my opinion, again, I only get to watch the highlights, but from the little bit I've seen, they're looking as good as they've been since Brazil World Cup. And they've got so many people right now that are young up-and-comers, and it's gelling.
Yeah, it is.
They're the hot team. I'm not, again, I wouldn't be surprised if England beat them. It's not that England doesn't have the skill, but if I was an England fan, I'd be shaking in the boots. And I like Queens. I'll do that. If England wins, I'll shave it live. And
there you go, Queenie.
I won't make you wait 3 weeks like Roy. I'll shave it the next day. If I won't make you wait a month like Roy.
You heard it here first. Well done, Queenie.
Yeah, but yeah, that I don't know. They say things can't get any worse, but
the Germans are partying like it's 1938.
Easy
but
there.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, though, if Southgate goes, which I think it's inevitable. He's got 1 year left on his contract. I don't think FIFA are going to extend his contract the way that he's got the team playing. It's like, who do we pick? Who becomes the next England manager? You know, it's, you know, I
thought Southgate said he was stepping down.
I haven't heard that. I've heard rumors. I've heard rumors that Potter
if he wins it, and by the way, if he wins it, he's entitled to stay on. You know, he's done something that nobody else can do. And don't tell me that they're going on about how good the players are here. But the golden generation that we had with Lampard, Gerrard, Rooney, Neville, Cole, Ferdinand. I'm trying to think of the Chelsea centre half captain.
Oh, Terry.
Terry.
That golden generation that we had then was at least as good as what we've got now. You know, what we've got now is brilliant. It's fantastic. But it's
talent-wise, talent-wise it is, but it's not being trained.
No better than the golden generation that's Wenger and Eriksen.
But if you're telling the players, you know, to come back and defend, you know, which player now?
But what I'm saying,
Ian, want to take
what I'm saying, Ian, is that by hook or by crook, if whatever he's doing results in us winning the tournament, then who are we to criticise what he's doing?
Well, I still think we have a bloody good thing from the way that he's been playing. And it's not just this tournament. It was how we got through to the final last time.
It's been the last 4 tournaments.
You know, when he's been in charge.
Been there for 3, hasn't he?
The first tournament was great because he was bringing in all this new, fresh talent, right? And he actually had everybody playing and gelling, and they were playing forward football, and it was nice. It was good to watch. But then the last couple of tournaments, like the last World Cup and then this, it's like it's completely different. All he keeps doing is just putting, like you said, he's putting his mates in. He's putting the superstars in, whether they can play or not.
Oh,
but he didn't do that when he first came in. When he first came in, he cleared house and brought everybody and brought a whole bunch of new guys in to play. Why isn't he doing that now? Why isn't he bringing in people that, as opposed to bringing in
one of the things I read about the whole England setup that even going back to when Ashworth was in, there was this whole like grooming of building what is going to be England football for the next decade. And that's part of what I've heard from the outside is why Henderson would stay, because Henderson was part of being groomed in that England model that was going to be for the next decade. And again, I'm just saying what I've heard. I'm not saying it's a defense of it. It's just me as an impartial who could give a toss.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if the FA are behind all this saying who you can play and who you can't play.
I do.
Well, and then they just have a scapegoat for.
I completely disagree with that. The one thing that Southgate did when he came in was did away with the cliques. You know, you had the Chelsea players, the Man United players, the Liverpool players, and the
Spurs.
I don't think there was many Spurs than Harry Kane. I don't think there was many Spurs players. But anyway, what used to happen always at England camps, if you listen to reports, it was the various club factions stuck together at the expense of the rest of the squad.
Okay. I have two.
And the one thing that Southgate did when he came in was did away with that.
Yeah.
Allied to which he was manager of the under-19s at the time that did so well. And the thing then was we're going to bring through. That was the way it was going to work. We were going to bring through all of the way Germany did when they brought through all the youth teams. They had 2 bad tournaments, bringing the young ones through, and then they won the next one. That was good. And this was when what's his face was there. Who's got to Man U? Who hadn't got to Man U? No, when he was in the England setup. That was the whole
Sancho?
plan. Sorry?
Sancho or Rashford?
No. Our DUF man who.
Dan
Ashworth. Dan Ashworth.
Gotcha.
Dan Ashworth at the time was in the England setup when the under 17s and the under 19s did so well. And the whole plan was, and then Southgate was brought in, and the whole plan was to bring those young ones right through, regardless of which club they played for.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, for the national team, you have to utilize the top players that you've got there. And the way when Southgate came in, he introduced outliers from the big 3, the big 4, the big, whatever you want to call them. And he definitely destroyed the culture that had gone on before, which was that when the Man United players came in, you had your Rooneys, your Scholeses, your Beckhams, they were one kind of little group that within the England bloc, and one of their objectives was to make sure that they all played at the expense of anybody else coming in from, at the time it was Chelsea, who had loads of players in the squad, Arsenal, and so on and so on. So the one thing to his credit that Southgate did was eliminated that club tribalism.
Yeah.
Which he did well. But sadly, he's not a...
No, it's gotten stale. I mean, I remember when he first came on the scene, a lot of people loved him. Yeah, I mean, again,
I can't say I ever loved him, but...
Yeah. Well, so I'm going to do 2 quick fires, and let's move on from Euros and get on to the team that matters most, black and white.
Right.
Since you guys are far more invested in England, would you drop Harry Kane for the next game? And would you put in Anthony Gordon for the next game?
I'd put in Gordon for the next game, but I'd keep Harry Kane. As long as Harry Kane stayed where he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be a centre forward. Stay in the centre. Stay in that 18-yard box. Don't go out to the wings. Don't come back to your own goal line. You know, whenever there's a press and England all come back, Kane's back in his own 6-yard box. You know, that's not where a centre forward needs to be. And that centre forward doesn't need to come any further back from the centre circle. So then if there's a quick break, you've got somebody up there. You've got somebody in the middle. You know, that first game that we played, Saka was doing great once he got behind, kicking the ball into the middle. Where's Kane? Who the hell knows? He wasn't in the middle where he's supposed to be. I would keep him there because he is a goal scorer without a doubt. But
listen, I don't like him, and he just scores without even thinking. I mean, I just go back to that Spurs game I guess technically 2 seasons ago, where, I mean, they were terrible, but he still scored.
Right.
And when he scored, I was like, of course he scored. Of course Harry's going to score.
And I definitely want to see Gordon play out on the left because we have nothing coming down the left. Everything on these games is always coming down the right, and the defenders are just blocking that right channel up so you can't get behind. Put Gordon out on the left. You know, we know what he can do. We know that he's unbelievably quick and he can kick the ball past and he can get past defenders. We know that he's got fantastic ball control. We know that he can cut in and shoot with his right foot. You know, we know that he can get down to the byline and put the ball over with his left foot. And that's what England needs. We've had nothing at all on that left side. We've had no left-footed players on that left side. You know, starting at the back, we've got Trippier at the back, which I think is doing a good job on that left side, considering he's not a left-footed player. I think he's doing really well and doing as best as he can. But then there's nobody in that midfield that can help him out on that left.
Yeah.
But
very
anyway.
Good. Well, let's get on to the tune, and let's start with you, Ian, because you'll have some good feedback on it. You've got the new strip on.
Yes.
Just talk to us a little bit from, living here in the States now, the difference versus Castore. You can talk the quality, what you're thinking, but also I think the big thing you mentioned is let's talk about the delivery time and what that's meant for us international fans. We don't have to wait till it's the end of the season to get our jersey we ordered on opening day.
Yeah. Well, I set my alarm for 2:55 in the morning, right? Got online at 3:00. I bought the pro shirt for myself and I bought the replica shirt for Anne. I had names that you could personalize them from day one, so I kind of picked a couple of names that I was pretty sure were going to be staying. I've got Cher on the back of mine and we've got Gordon on the back of Anne's because besides Miggy, Gordon's her favorite player and who knows what's going to happen to Miggy. But yeah, I ordered them on that day. I think 10 days later they'd arrived. They were in both of them, both the replica shirt and the pro shirt, way better quality than what Castore were doing. The replica shirt, I would say, is as good a quality as the pro shirt from last year, and this one is even better.
Yeah, I'm actually really interested to see because I'm not saying I ever liked Castore, but my biggest complaint was just having to wait forever. Once I got the jersey, I never had any massive complaints. But it's funny, I was just mentioning earlier, I just got in the mail my kit that I ordered at the end of the season from Stuttgart, and I'm holding it, and it's made by Jaco or Yako. I don't know how it's pronounced. But anyways, and it's not the pro quality or anything. And I'm holding this shirt and I'm like, this feels so much lighter. I mean, I feel like I'm wearing a burlap sack when I wear the Castor replica.
Yeah. And these things are fit to size too.
Yeah.
You know, this is a 2XL and it's actually kind of baggy on me, right? All right, I have lost a lot of weight, but that's not the point. If I ordered the 2XL from Castor, you know, I couldn't even get it on my bleeding dog. You know, I was wearing a 4XL and a 5XL from Castor. That's how bad their sizing was. So then when I bought, you know, that green training jacket, the zip-up one. So when I ordered one of them, I ordered that as a 4XL because thinking, you know, it's going to be the same as the shirt. And it's like wearing a frigging 10. Yeah. You know, so at least the sizing is good, you know, and it's what you expect it to be. I had a couple of the guys in our group that ordered the shirts, and they ordered what the sizes that they thought they were, you know, that they normally get. And like I said, they were just so tight, you know, and they ended up sending them back and having to get the next. And of course, they send it. First of all, it took 3 months for them to get it. Then once they'd sent it back, you know, it took another month before they received it again. So
that's the thing I didn't like because of those fears. I was always going up a size, like almost another size more, and then I'd get them sometimes fitting baggier than I like. And then, you know, I was like, because I just wanted to be safe and make sure that it actually wasn't going to be unflattering after waiting so long.
Right.
Unflattering.
Yeah.
For my lovely lady lumps.
Yeah. I have experience of buying Adidas attire.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that with Adidas, XL is spot on for me.
Yeah.
Right.
I think every Newcastle fan knows the same, which is why the only kit, if you look through everything they've got on display, the only size which is sold out is XL.
You'd be surprised now, Win.
That's a Geordie medium, right?
I needed a 2XL from Castor. There's plenty 2XLs available on Adidas, but I know for a fact if I get a 2XL, it'll be too big.
I don't know, mate. I was looking at like I said, I got up at 3:00 in the morning and was looking at shirts and looking at the sizes, and I got mine straight off the bat. I got up again at like 7:30, 8:00, checked, and they'd sold out. So it wasn't a case of
the XLs that they haven't had a replenishment of the XLs from day one.
Right, but also
I go on every day and look for an XL.
Yeah,
I'm looking for the XL match shirt. I mean, they haven't got any replicas either, but the actual £110 one, they've got none, and I go on every single day and none. You can get the L, and you can get the 2XL, but you can't get the XL because every person of shall we say my physique, knows that an Adidas XL.
Yeah, this comment fitting in with what you said, it reminds me going back to my high school biology teacher. He was a big wrestler type, and he always told this funny story about when he was teaching BMI and how it works. And basically, he did a health screening for his insurance, and he was deemed
body mass index for anybody who's not.
Body mass index, and he was deemed obese, and he got angry and called back to the place because he was like running and all this stuff, and he was just fit, and he's like, I'm not obese, I'm a beast. So Brian's comment there made me think of that story, so thank you. So one other thing on apparel, Ian, you also showed, I think it was you a couple weeks ago or a couple days ago in the chat, confirming the myth of is it red or is it maroon?
And I would say
that looks maroon.
It's definitely maroon.
It's definitely maroon. But
that was definitely.
I think it's safe for us to buy. We don't need to worry about looking like
It was a troll who'd it was a Macam troll who'd photoshopped the picture. As you know,
we don't have to worry about looking like seagull stuppers.
Right.
I've got.
You can actually get the shirts and everything now.
That's maroon, which I'm so proud of.
You can actually get the shirts from the US, from Adidas USA as well now.
Awesome. That was some of the stuff I was hoping.
Pretty much. A lot of the stuff is. The only thing is, you can't customize it from US.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I don't like about these shirts is that bloody great white square in the back. Now I understand that some people say, well, you can see the actual names and numbers better, which is true. You can when they're on the pitch. But if you're a fan, you've got this empty bloody real estate on your back unless you spend the extra $20 or whatever it was to have somebody's name and number put on it.
Yeah. But are you saying you can't get the name and number on in the States?
Oh no.
No, not through the Adidas store. You can't.
Right.
No, but now, I still think it might end up being better bang. Like, again, for me, who's hoping to start making at least an annual pilgrimage home, to put the numbers on in the club shop
when you get there
is cheaper. So I'm debating about buying it here because you can get lucky and get the maybe in-store sale, and then I can bring it over and get the name put on.
Now, I'm guessing at some point down the line, you'll probably be able to get like a named player like an Isak or a Bruno. But you wouldn't be able to pick anybody from the 25 or 26.
Yeah, because I'm trying to remember. Like back in the day, I used to work at an Adidas outlet, so it wasn't like a premium Adidas store. It was kind of like slightly removed. So most of the stuff they would carry was last season's stuff.
Right.
But the exception usually was they would carry the premier teams that they had. Right. So the Bayern jersey would always be there. The Arsenal jersey at the time would always be there and things like that. So I'm wondering if soon it'll be the same because I actually have an outlet right around the corner from my house. And I'm hoping if maybe I haven't been there yet to see. It could be there now, and I just don't know. But I'm wondering if they'll start carrying that there. That's one of the things I'm hoping.
But you can get the tops online through the Adidas USA store. So
awesome.
Who was it? You, Josh, who was saying you had the? I see so much social media.
Sure, yeah.
But someone in the forum, was saying that in America they had a 50% Adidas.
Oh, that was back. Yeah, that was me last night.
That was you.
Right. Yeah. So back in the day when I used to work for Adidas as an employee, I don't know if it's still the same. I got 50% off of everything, even if it was on sale. I used to be able to there was 2 sales a year that everything was 50% off. And then I get my 50% off of the 50% off. So it basically came out to being 75% off.
Right.
And I still to this day, I think I have over 30 pairs of shoes because I never bought a pair of shoe over 10 because I have a pair of Adidas trainers in about every color you can want. So,
yeah. So that I knew I'd seen it somewhere. I couldn't remember where it was from. But you don't work for so why did you leave Adidas?
It was a high school job.
You say Adidas, and I say Adidas.
He wanted to get paid, and the Germans say Adidas too.
Yeah, so. Adidas is the proper German pronunciation.
Yeah, but you say Adidas.
That's what
even though you worked for them.
I know. I say it wrong. I was a bad employee. That's why they didn't keep me on. No, I'm just kidding.
So there you go. That's why you got fired.
That's why I got the can.
Have we got anything else then that we need to?
Of course,
because I think we've done the last week before where we spent 40 minutes talking about fashion. So
if us three cannot be your voice of fashion, I don't know where you're getting your fashion advice from.
Yeah, you're right.
What I know about fashion, you could write on the back of a postage stamp. I wear what's comfortable.
Yeah, so let's move on from the fashion, though. That is a good segue. And let's talk about that annoying bastard down in Manchester
Oh, the rat.
Yep. Emphasis on the rat. So unfortunately, I don't have the exact quote in front of me. So if any of you guys have, feel free to jump in and say it. But I believe the spirit of his quote was saying that Newcastle have been difficult and in this whole Ashworth dealing and yada, 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 which to me, as much as I thought it was annoying 2 months ago when he was airing some of his complaints in public, it was unwarranted and rather petulant. I feel like he looks even more like an absolute numpty, considering everything we've now seen and how they've actually gone about it the wrong way. So to sit here and say that we're being difficult,
right,
because you've sat here and tried to be entitled and just take our toys and you think everyone should give you the nicest things in the shop. I can't say what I want to say, but go pound sand.
I think that's how he's always been, though. That's how he runs his business. You know, he's one of these people that has to have everything his own way. He's like a Donald Trump in that respect. You know,
I'm not going to go there, but I do agree.
Yeah.
So let's keep off the politics.
I know, but I'm just saying the comparison between the two. He's somebody that has always got what he wanted. You know, and that's how he became a billionaire with his business and everything. And that's how he runs his business. That's how he runs his other teams in, you know, wherever it is, Syria or wherever. You know, so, you know, when he doesn't get his own way, he throws his teddy bear out the pram. You know, and that's what he's doing now. He's not getting anywhere. Newcastle can afford to turn around and say, you know what, if this is the case, we you know, you can have him for 30 million.
This doesn't affect
it doesn't affect us.
Yeah, it doesn't really affect financial fair play, and it definitely doesn't matter to the Saudi Arabian PIF. So they'll be happy to pay and let him sit in his garden. I mean, again, the other magical thing is I don't think anyone but Manchester wants him now.
No, because he's toxic.
Everyone can see that. You know, again, when this first was happening, as much as I was frustrated, I tried to sit here and say, as like someone who's a little bit newer, I don't have quite the same animosity to Man U as maybe some do. I was like, listen, I can understand it from a bigger picture why you would want to do that to an extent. But the more that has come out, it's just like, no, you are just a rat. So yeah, go join the rat, you know, and so.
Yeah, but I would rather keep him as long as possible, because then by the time he comes out of his garden, he's going to be so far behind the times, you know, because if he's doing anything now behind the scenes, he's breaking his contract. He is breaking his contract, and he could be sued by PAI for every fucking penny that he's got.
Spot on, Jason's son.
Well, I was going to say on Jason's
jog on.
Well, on Jason's, though.
You know, but the other thing that Ratcliffe said earlier on in the week, was he put his oar in about Man City's.
So in the FA for
legal case against the Premier League, and he said, "Well, if they win, the likes of Newcastle, with all their billions, can come in and take over the league." Wow. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Ratcliffe.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
And that's exactly what he's doing. And that's what he's doing.
That's what Man U has been able to do. And again, it's always magical when it's on the other foot. I don't want it. You know, you said it a million times, Win. The money has always bought the league. And as I've looked into it, you know, again, because I don't have the rich knowledge of the history, you know, I've heard these stories of back in the day, Forest was big. Back in the day, this team was big. And then you look into it and it's like, yeah, because at that moment in time, they were Mr. Big Spender. And things like that.
Was ever those. Always has been, always will be.
And that's why I said a couple weeks ago, if you want parity, there's only one way to get it. And if you're a fan of hockey, and again, I know this is one thing I always bring up, there may not be many, but you look at the NHL And you get teams every year that come out of nowhere, and then next year they're crap again. And you get genuine parity because of the hard cap. The hard salary cap, I should say.
Yeah.
To clarify. So, yeah, I think it's just so funny, the audacity. And I, again, without getting political, I love your comparison, Ian, because I fully agree. If we're talking American politics, that's exactly what it's like. And yeah. And you want to talk about a nice tan? For those of you over there that don't know, me and Ian, we've been living in what they're calling a heat dome.
Oh yeah,
it is 36C today, I think, where I am.
It's supposed to be 110 here this
Hang
weekend,
on,
which is like 45.
Are you expecting us to feel sorry for you?
Yeah, because
36C. I'll give you 36C. I'd rather have your rain and cold than 36C.
Yeah.
It was
give me 36C.
It was 42 degrees Celsius here yesterday in Baltimore. You can't do shit. You go outside and you breathe in, and your lungs kind of like go, "What the?" And yeah, it's insane. And tomorrow and Sunday, it's supposed to be even hotter. Tomorrow and Sunday, I think it's supposed to be like 47, 48 degrees Celsius. Yeah,
I wish I could afford the airfare to get there.
For me, I'd rather a different thing be 36C, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, seriously, you open the door and it's just like, holy crap. Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah.
God, I would love to need.
Well, and we get the humidity. When you get warmth, is it humid in Newcastle?
It's humid all through the UK.
Okay, gotcha.
They don't have.
I wasn't sure.
They don't have hot.
It makes sense.
They don't have hot, dry days. There's no such thing as hot, dry days. It's all pretty humid.
Here's the thing about that I don't get about humidity, right? A good friend of mine, I've been over to see him in the States a couple of times, and he lives in Boston.
Yeah.
But he's what you call a snowbird.
Yeah, he flees to Florida like a coward.
When the snow starts falling in Boston,
he goes down
him
south.
and Barbara moved down to Florida.
He flees to Florida.
3 months in Florida.
Does he ride an alligator down? No.
So I've been to Boston a couple of times to see him. But when he was actually in Vero Beach in Florida, I went over there to see him. And they were all whinging on about this humidity business. And in his kitchen, he's got a humidity meter thing that tells you what the humidity is.
Right.
And him and Barbara got up as well. Oh my God, the humidity is 72%. I honestly, I did not feel any different. I just thought, this is lovely, this is warm. And
it depends on if you like the warm. I'm a snowbird. I would run to the snow.
The humidity to me didn't have any effect at all.
Yeah.
And I said, "What can you?" I says, and this is dodgy. The smoker, you know, I smoke like a chimney and and I could not feel. I just loved the sunshine.
No.
So humidity, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But it obviously has some effect. Again, I mean, I agree, actually. Did you say it got to 42?
No, 30. In the 30s, I think.
No, here it was 42.
42C?
Yeah.
42.
Yeah.
Well...
And then this weekend it's supposed to be 45, 46C.
The hottest that I have ever been, and this was... I was literally wearing...
16.
I was wearing a T-shirt, shorts and things. That was when I went to the Cairo Museum. Thermometer. It wasn't a thermometer. It was a humidity meter. Anyway, the hottest I have ever been. The only time when I sweated so much that my shirt was wringing wet was in the Cairo Museum obviously in Cairo, the Egyptian Museum in Cairo, and honest to God, then I was sweating so much that the shirt I had on at the time was wringing wet, and eventually when we got to the Tutankhamun exhibit, it's the only place in the whole museum which is air conditioned. And you walked in there and you went,
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
But you had about 3 minutes in there before, you're in the lane. And
I was in India.
We call it a queue, you call it a lane. And so you go in, you go around all the bits and pieces. And so you're in there. And again, when you came out of that air-conditioned sort of place, that exhibit, and you were back into this 42 again. Honest, I was soaking. The nearest I've been to walking around in the wet as that is when we played. I think it was Man U in the Charity Shield, and we came out of Wembley, and the heavens opened. And honestly, you could not have been wetter if you jumped into a swimming pool and got back out again.
Yeah.
It gets like that around here in the summer with the humidity. Seriously, you're changing your clothes 3 or 4 times a day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
You get everything when you tune into the American Mags. You get fashion advice. You get
weather
meteorology. You get it all. So any last little tidbits before we end the show tonight? I think there was a couple things you mentioned, Ian, in the chat earlier today, maybe to bring up. Anything else you want to?
I don't know. Let me look. Let me see what I put.
Via in there. Mate, you knew Tutankhamun when he was alive.
Listen, he went to quiz night with Cleopatra.
Hey, we finished second on Wednesday. Another 20 pound.
And well,
we've now got 329 quid in the kitty for the end of the year celebration.
No, the only 2 things that I had we've already covered was, why isn't Flash playing down the left wing for England and the quality of the new kits. And I really do. I couldn't recommend.
One last thing. I know we said we were done with fashion. Any whispers when the next one's dropping? Maybe 2 weeks time?
July 14th, I heard. Okay. Mid-July.
Bastille Day.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a French connection? Who knows?
Well, I don't know. With the Germans, who knows?
Or will it be an Italian job? I don't know.
There we go.
Actually, let's talk real briefly. I'm curious. I didn't get to look at much headlines today. I did see this in passing, as Kenny said. Did anyone else hear about this?
I haven't seen that at all.
No, I haven't seen that.
I heard one channel mention that too, Kenny. I was like, well, yeah, what the heck's going on? He can't even play anything. What would he have gotten hurt doing?
Training.
So hopefully that's a
2 seconds. 2 seconds. Let's have a quick scan.
Because I also heard, did Cher leave the Switzerland game early or injured? Somebody said
another concussion, wasn't it?
Well, okay. If it's a concussion, he'll be back tomorrow. He uses his head. When he retires, we can use him as a wrecking ball, his skull. I mean, he just throws it around with reckless abandon.
There's nothing anywhere at all about
that. That was what I was. It was. I can't even remember which channel it was, and I saw it in passing, and they said it so nonchalantly that I was like, you know what? I think this is one of those fluff, panic jobs. So I would say, Kenny, don't get too worried about it. Hopefully, it's nothing, and just some, seagull stupper trying to put some fake news out there. Like,
although the head-to-head that Colin and I had together about Tonali, that blew a bit dust up in the apparently we were slagging Tonali off, which we weren't.
Yeah.
But whatever. Shaw broke his nose.
That was it.
He broke his nose like Mbappe.
He did Mbappe.
And
there's
would be on time as always.
Would be. I'm on time, right? Well, now Dennis, man, get a grip.
Oh.
So very good. Well, it's been a great show as always, and I appreciate you lads joining me.
Been a great show, Dennis. See you later.
Okay, Kenny said Pierce Adams said about it. I didn't watch Adam today or anything. I think it was someone else mentioned it in passing, but I will say this with no disrespect to Adam. There's been plenty of things that I notice at times. Adam likes to put it right off the bat, and within 12 hours, it's already been like, nope, this is nothing. So yeah. I would wait until there's more. Again, no disrespect to Adam. He's a good guy. I've met him.
Very good guy.
Very nice. But sometimes I think he jumps a little too quick for the views, which, listen, we that's what we do here. We need the views. I don't fully blame him.
Correct.
Yep. Would be. I look forward to one day being on at the same time.
Dennis, one day you'll get your clocks on. New Mexico. How far is New Mexico from Philadelphia?
Oh,
I mean,
20, about 16, 18, maybe 20 hours drive.
Eight-hour flight.
Yeah,
is that one time zone or two time zones?
They're one time zone. They're in.
I think they're
Central.
Mountain Time, aren't they?
No, I thought they were Central, aren't they?
You see, they don't. These youngsters don't even know themselves.
Yeah. Well, he'll let us know in the chat. I can't remember if they're Mountain. They might be Central, but I was thinking they were at least Mountain Time, if not Pacific Time.
No, they're not Pacific. No way.
Yeah, I don't think they're Pacific. I think they might be Mountain. But anyways, irrelevant. We've done weather. We've done fashion. We've done time zones. You get everything here. Again, there's 50 of you watching. If you haven't clicked that like button, make sure you click it. I know that it's easy to forget while you're enjoying this lovely banter to click it. So don't forget before you head out. Also, I like Mighty Mag bringing up Chris and the Peru game. I just like to get a little revenge. Is Peru like the Denmark of South America? Like they're
right? Yeah, but it's England, Scotland for them tonight.
No, I'm just teasing him because I thought he did Denmark a huge diss the other night. He said Denmark were a bunch of nobodies, and I think almost their whole squad is Premier League players.
Yeah, but it is Peru, Chile.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I ain't going to go into South American rivalries, man. I want to keep my head on my shoulders. I'm not going to chime in on South American
I think must be them that are playing tonight, is it? Anyway, listen, what I'd like to say to the guys in the chat is I haven't been able to interact on the chat tonight. But obviously, love you all, and we will see you when we see you.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, from all of us here at the American Mags, I've been host Josh. We got the win, the honorary American with his cowboy hat, even though it's got the red and white on it.
Yeah. No, but to be fair, if we could have seen the whole thing, I've got the Stars and Stripes in the Copa America. So,
yep. And Ian down in Mobtown or Mobtoon, as he put.
Mobtoon Mags.
Mobtoon.
Thanks for joining us, and we will be back. I think it's the Geordie show tomorrow, right?
It's the Geordie show tomorrow night, yeah.
Yep. So the Geordie show, make sure you check them out. I know Chris was starting to try a competition between us. Listen, we're all on the same team here. All love. So great show. No problems would be. We're just ribbing you. We'll see you soon, and have a good night, everybody.
Have a great night.